Joining me today, Carly Knox, President of Business Operations for the Minnesota Lynx. It is wonderful to have you at KARE 11. Hey, Carly.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
Well, we teamed up today.
We did.
Sounds
we did.
like.
Yeah, we're incredibly excited to be able to simulcast the next three games. So our day game on the 15th, which we have, 15, 17,000 kids coming in from camps all over the state. And then we're doing Sylvia Fowles Hall of Fame game on Saturday, which you guys will be simulcasting. So really excited about that. We'll be doing a post-game celebration to celebrate the legend that is Sylvia Fowles being inducted into Women's Basketball Hall of Fame and Naismith. And then you guys will be also carrying the July 22nd game in Seattle.
2:00 game, yeah.
Yep. So a lot of fun. There's so much momentum around this team right now. We're so incredibly excited. And it's a special group. And I know I say that every year, but this group is extra special.
I believe you. I'm tuned in a bit to the Minnesota Lynx and how they talk about their specialness. It is special to be able to carry 3 games in partnership with Victory Plus on KARE 11 over-the-air broadcasting so everybody gets access.
Yeah, absolutely. So we partnered with Victory Plus really with the goal of just as many people as possible being able to watch free of charge, not behind a paywall with Victory Plus. And then this even adds to the experience of accessibility and over-the-air partnership with you guys and Victory Plus. So really excited that you guys will be simulcasting the next 3 games.
It sounds like a no-brainer that you want as many people to watch the games, and putting them on KARE and Victory Plus at the same time allows that for these next 3 games, not including tonight's game. But getting more people to be able to watch, what is the end goal in that? Just growing a fan base even bigger?
Absolutely. And then ultimately, we hope it leads to them actually coming to games. And really, once people come to a game one time, they absolutely fall in love with the product, fall in love with our team, our values, our leadership. And so it's a lot of fun for folks to be exposed to it on TV and then understand like the passion and the excitement around our games and be able to come and watch them live in person as well.
You know, what's interesting, your wife, many people know Cheryl Reeve, the coach of the Minnesota Lynx, not Reeves. Get
That's
it right, people.
So many people get it wrong.
National people get this wrong on the
so
regular
true.
and commentators on TV. It is Cheryl Reeve, always has been. I just had to get that out. But has been saying that in press conferences and interviews with many people, myself including, that if you just watch a game, watch a game, she would say, when only a few hundred people would go, maybe, and many, 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 many years ago.
Yeah.
And tell me that it's not worth being a fan. And now here we are all these years later, and there's so many people in that place, and there are so many fans, and it is true. And so this is just that same message being extended to make an even bigger tent.
Absolutely. Yeah. The crowds have been incredible this year. So passionate. I mean, our players keep talking about the intensity of our fans and how it really elevates them and lifts them and makes them that much more passionate on the court and helps lift them to being that much more successful with us being the #1 team in the WNBA. And I mean, it's rocking in there, not just the lower bowl and the upper level as well. And it is an incredible atmosphere. And anybody that comes just talks about like, this is amazing. And they want to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience. I go with my family. I think people should know that too. Like it is completely a place where there's just so much joy. And you know what it feels like to me, honestly, is community.
Absolutely. One of the things I always say about it is our crowds are so diverse, so many families that, it's such a beautiful thing to see when you come into a Lynx game. And we always say that we're helping to show the world what's possible and bringing people together.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about your players referring to the fans and that atmosphere. And, skeptic me says, do they really care?
Oh my gosh.
Do they?
Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding me? When they're chanting whose house, our house, or when they're letting their feelings be known to potentially some suspect refereeing, they're a very, very passionate group. And so our players absolutely feel that energy and just the full community and alignment, not only on the basketball court, but off the basketball court with their values as well. And it's such a special thing to witness.
What has the last few weeks been like for you? I mean, there's just been so much celebration of your wife, Coach Reeve, of what the team has accomplished. And I know that she thanked you in her speech. I want to just say you do quite a bit as well. I mean, President of Business Operations. part of the reason that place is packed and part of the reason it feels like community is because of you and your team.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole group of people that work really, really hard that are just as passionate as our fans are about this franchise and helping to grow and build it. And it's been an incredible last several weeks. I mean, obviously, we're the number one team in the WNBA, and who would have thunk it? You know, obviously, after free agency, everybody came for us, which is the ultimate compliment, coming for our players in free agency. But we were able to put a group together. Kudos to obviously Coach Reeve. But, you know, incredible group together that nobody knew that we were going to do what we're doing right now and be the number one team. Obviously, you know, we having Fee out has been a challenge, but this team has taken it in stride, and having the number 2 draft pick, Olivia Miles, she's unbelievable. Courtney and K-Mac are having incredible years. We were able to bring back Natasha Howard, who was with us through the 2017 championship, and she's having this incredible resurgent. Being able to bring Nia Coffey home, you know, Hopkins, you know, Minnesota native, and this group is just so incredibly special. And we haven't even added Fee back into the mix. And the success that they have had has been amazing. But on top of all of that, obviously Cheryl was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. A few days later, became the winningest regular season coach in the history of the WNBA. She already held playoffs and regular season playoffs combined record. And so it's been unbelievable. Our Governor Walz was at our game on Saturday and named it Cheryl Reeve Day. So that was pretty special. And Mayor Herr was at the game, and we had all the other women's teams in town that were able to come and celebrate them for Inspiring Women Night. And so it's just been a really special time, and I'm so incredibly proud of what we've been able to build here. And obviously 4 championships in 7 years is really special, but more proud of our community impact work, of our social justice work, and everybody just being aligned, from our players to our coaches to our staff, and what a special thing it is that we feel like we're helping to make the world a better place.
Absolutely true. How long have you been in the W, Carly?
23 years.
23 years.
And this is our 17th season with the Minnesota Lynx.
You know, something that was said of you at that press conference is that you're a stayer.
It's true.
And it was important to lay down roots in Minnesota.
Absolutely.
And honestly, it feels like, yes, there were those dynasty runs, and gosh, that was some incredible basketball. And now we're seeing incredible basketball. We always have. But again, to me, it goes back to that feeling of community and something beyond basketball. Does that have something to do with the staying and planting roots here and being in the community? Like, it's a game, sure, but it's also so much more.
It's our home. You know, I don't know if many people know this story, but we lost our team in Detroit. I was the director of sales and marketing with the Detroit Shock and the Pistons. And one day we had a team, and shortly after our owner passed away, unfortunately that team moved to Tulsa. And so that was where the Detroit Shock went. We lost our team. I got offered a wonderful job to stand with the Detroit Pistons, which I grew up on the Pistons. I was a huge NBA fan and loved the Pistons, but, you know, felt like just completely fallen in love with the WNBA and for that larger purpose. And, you know, felt like my efforts were needed in the W. So that's what brought us here 17 years ago, and just absolutely fell in love with the state of Minnesota and the value alignment and the beauty and the fans and the people and the good that we're doing in our community and the way we stand up for what is right in our community. And, you know, I said to my dad recently, a few months ago, I said, just the way that Minnesota has stood up and supported each other and had each other's backs, that, like, these are my people. This is home.
Well, we're certainly glad you made that choice. But I'm just so curious, Carly. 17 years ago, you could have worked for the Pistons, and your team in the W just folded. Yeah. So that would be like the Magic 8 Ball saying possibly outlook not good if you go the W route.
Yeah.
Why would you stay that route?
I mean, I'm so passionate about the WNBA and women's sports and the larger impact that women's sports have had in the community with activism. I mean, if you look at the course of our time with the WNBA and the Minnesota Lynx, you know, whether it was what happened after the George Floyd murder, what happened after the shootings here in Louisiana, we were the first team ever to wear Black Lives Matters on our warm-up shirt and use our game and our pregame press conference in a united front, saying that we need to have these uncomfortable conversations. We need to do better as a community, whether it was fighting for trans athletes' rights. Like, we always want to be on the right side of history, and we're so proud of that. and love just completely the value alignment, again, with our players, coaches, and our fans. It's part of this larger movement.
Yeah, that's kind of a different thing. The
Yeah.
NBA was established, and that's
Yep.
that's really not what it's known for. Although I will argue that players kind of took a cue from the WNBA, male
Yeah.
players saying, oh, they're speaking up.
Yes.
We might be able to do that too. But I digress. The W, you all were able to shape it and
Absolutely.
mold it into the image that it has become.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, the very act of having a women's professional team at the time when I came out of college, I was a D1 college soccer player. I started coaching women's soccer in college, and there weren't a lot of opportunities for me to play professionally. I had an opportunity to go play over in Europe, and you're at the peak of your game, and to not have that opportunity when you are at the peak of your game, and is just absolutely disheartening. And so, when I decided I had an opportunity to go work with U.S. Soccer in Chicago or go work with the WNBA with the Detroit Shot, the president at the time convinced me I'd be doing more good fighting the fight for women's athletics by coming to work at the WNBA. And she was so right, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I'm just so proud of what we've been able to accomplish in my 23 years. And Cheryl's got a few more years on me in the W, but very proud of what we've helped to build here.
Come for the basketball, stay for making the world a better place.
That's right.
That's the W.
That's right.
Well, 3 Lynx games in July on KARE 11, free to watch. It's going to be a good time. Everybody that watches Breaking the News knows I dabble in the love of the Lynx. And by dabble, I mean obsess. So
I was going to say, I don't know if you dabble.
I don't dabble.
I think you're pretty
Nor
passionate.
do I dribble. But we really are enjoying having this partnership. We were enjoying bringing you these next 3 games and this conversation with you, Carly Knox.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all your support to KARE 11 and you personally. And hopefully we just keep packing the house. And, we're halfway through the season now. So head to All-Star here next week. So really excited about that. And hopefully we just keep it rolling. And let's go for our 5th championship.
Whose house?
Let's go. Our house.
That's what I'm talking about.